Welcome in everybody to the Play Like a Jet film room. I'm Luke Grant, and today we're talking about Jets middle linebacker CJ Mosley. Mosley was the big ticket item of the 2019 offseason with Mike McCagnon, he and Le'Veon Bell. And I want to remind everyone what an elite player he was and hopefully can be for the Jets. Robert Saleh's defense relies very heavily on elite middle linebacker play, and they're going to hope that Mosley can step in and resume that role after being injured in Buffalo in 2019 and then also opting out with COVID last year. So let's jump in, and I want to focus primarily today on the coverage and how good CJ Mosley was in glimpses that we saw in week 1 against Buffalo in 2019. So right here, they're playing cover 2. Mosley's the middle linebacker in between the hashes, and he's going to try and get to 10 to 12 yards depth. So does a really good job getting his depth. He's going to be mindful to make sure Cole Beasley, the 3 receiver, doesn't go vertical. Once he runs that little stick route, Mosley does a good job getting his foot in the ground, closing. It's an inaccurate throw inside, and then really good awareness, ball skills, takes that back to the house for a pick 6 on opening day for the Jets to get the scoring underway for the 2019 season. Really like, number one, the depth he gets, understands his responsibility in cover 2, which is 10 to 12 yards, and then that break on the ball, plays with his eyes up and makes the pick 6. Really nice play by CJ Mosley. What we have here is a concept that a lot of Jets fans are now familiar with after watching Zach Wilson at BYU, and that's the mesh wheel concept. So what you're going to have here is mesh, so those kind of intertwining rub routes. You have a little hook or sit over the middle. You've got the wheel from the running back on the left-hand side of the formation, and then on the right-hand side, you have that kind of side adjust, alert, speed out routes. So what you're going to see here for the Jets is a bit of a split coverage. So on the left side of their defense, you have almost a cover 2 look, and they're almost running a straight man. And you're going to see CJ Mosley's responsibility here is the wheel. So he's going to have eyes in the backfield. Off the snap, does a good job getting through traffic, negates his way through. Eyes on Josh Allen in the backfield. As soon as he sees Allen get off the wheel, watch how he squats and picks up the underneath mesh runner. So watch it in full speed from the top. Does a good job getting out to the wheel in space. Adjusts, squats on that, and then makes Allen scramble out of the pocket on 3rd down, and the Jets get a stop. I love Mosley's vision here. I love how smart he is, understanding that he has eyes in the backfield against a young quarterback, anticipates that he wants to get off that wheel, get to the mesh, and gets the Jets off the field. Again, what we see here, mesh wheel. We saw it a lot from Wilson at BYU. We see it again here from Buffalo and Josh Allen. This time they've got the wheel to the other side, the right-hand side of the formation, because they've got trips on the left-hand side. Now, what they're doing this time to counter is they're going to run a Tampa 2. So very similar to the formation and the defensive structure they run on the first play. This time, the main difference, you see the red star there. Mosley's middle zone isn't just that 10 to 12 yard hook. He's now getting additional depth, and he's going to sit in between that hole. And what the Jets do is they drop their right outside linebacker into that weak spot of the Tampa 2 underneath where that middle linebacker is kicking vertical down the field. So we see the wheel mesh again, and this time Mosley, very simple, but does a really nice job IDing the bunch side of the formation. He's watching to see if anyone goes vertical, notices that, gets those hips around, but still has an eye in the backfield. Watch how he keeps an eye on Allen. He sees him break contain, so he stays with inside leverage, and once he sees the receiver sits down, turns the head and makes sure there's nothing on offer for Josh Allen. I really like the way the Jets mixed it up. I really like Mosley's ability to understand what his role is in zone defense. On this instance, watching for that vertical, but keeping that leverage to the inside after Allen breaks contain. Last passing play we're going to look at against Buffalo now. And it was actually the last play Mosley played for about 5 or 6 weeks after injuring his groin on this 3rd down. So in that Tampa 2 look again, Mosley as that deep hook zone over the middle of the field in between the deep safeties. And his main responsibility here is to carry John Brown vertically. So the number 3 receiver, so 1, 2, 3 from the bottom of the screen, you see in there highlighted in red. If he travels vertically, Mosley's responsibility is to carry him vertically up the field. So that is his primary concern on this play. As we let it roll, you're going to see CJ Mosley IDs that, does a good job turning his hips to get his head back around, stays right in the hip pocket of a really quick receiver. Really nice body positioning. And when it comes to the catch point, he reads John Brown's hands and eyes, understands how to and where to put his hands, and gets the pass breakup. You're going to see that really well from the back angle. But again, it's just CJ Mosley's intelligence. You see the speed in coverage, And then the anticipation and the ability to finish with this really nice understanding. He sees the ball coming, watches John Brown's eyes, and extends that left arm for the pass breakup. So that was CJ Mosley in the pass game, but he made a couple of really nice plays, particularly this one on the run game. Let me give you some context here. So we've got 3rd and 1, Bills coming into the Jets territory, and Mosley's responsibility here is effectively the C gap on the left-hand side of the formation for the Jets defense. Now, once he sees that, quarterback sneak, watch how he abandons his gap. So you see him starting to creep towards the hole, abandons that gap once he sees it, and then comes in and makes the shot on Josh Allen, stops him short of the first down marker, and the Jets force a 4th down. But once again, it's just understanding, it's anticipation, it's that natural feel that CJ Mosley has. He's so much smarter, he's one step ahead. Abandon the gap, go get the quarterback, and stop him in the backfield. Very next play, the play we're going to finish on today for our CJ Mosley review. Look, this is just good anticipation, sees the ball on the ground, go get it, make a football play. Nothing special, but when you put all these elements together, you can see what CJ Mosley can mean and offer to this Jets defense. Really good in pass coverage, great run defender, will always play his responsibility. Robert Saleh is going to love CJ Mosley, and if he can be healthy, he's not that old, he's still under 30, and I think he's going to be an important part of the Jets defense in 2000.